I am going to straighten my hair with you, and I am going to talk about... Hi, Cola! So anyways, I'm going to straighten my hair and talk to y'all for a little bit and tell y'all just kind of like what's been going on with me recently. Do you want to get on the bed? I love when her ears do that. Oh, you want to get on the bed? Do you want to get on the bed? Let me put her on the bed. Okay, so anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna start straightening my hair. I'm just gonna talk to y'all while I do it. The last Get Ready With Me that I did, a lot of people were like, oh, I loved watching you straighten your hair. It was like really calming. So that's basically what I want to talk with y'all about today. So I figured that it would be kind of like perfect to do that. So I need to look for a ponytail first. Apparently, oh. Okay, so I posted on Twitter the other day that my anxiety has been a little bit out of control recently, and I asked y'all if you wanted a video, and the fact that I got any yeses at all was enough for me to do this right now. I think it's important to talk about imperfections, and you know, I'm not perfect, nobody's perfect, so I do only want to spread positivity on my channel, and I'm gonna move this over a little bit so I can look at my hair. This is my guest room. I haven't really shown it because it's been a total mess, and I just recently cleaned it because my grandma is coming in town soon. So yes, I have cleaned it up, and now you can see what it looks like. And there's Cola doing her little thing. You're so goofy. I have had anxiety since about 5th grade. That's when I first started noticing it. It was right around the time that I was, you know, making that transition to becoming a woman. And I would just worry about, I think it's always been about my health. Like, I'm always worried about something being wrong with me. It's always about death. Like, I know that sounds so bad, but it is always about death. I'm always worried about dying, or that like something's wrong with my health and I'm gonna need to go to the hospital, or like I'm sick. So my anxiety is 100% health related all the time. I never worry about, you know, I don't even know what else there would be to worry about. But yeah, my anxiety is health related. I get really nervous when when I can like feel my heartbeat or hear it, or like if I'm laying in bed and like I'm pressed up against my pillow and I can hear my heart beating, that totally freaks me out. I just get really weird about like health stuff. So if I hear that, back when it was really bad, if I heard about a disease or some ailment, basically anything of any kind, I was convinced I had it. Like total hypochondriac. But it's like past the point of being a hypochondriac, because it's literally like it would be all that I thought about. And so I've had anxiety since 5th grade, like I said, and it was like debilitating sometimes. Like it was all that I would think about. I would always be worried. Like it would prevent me from doing fun stuff with friends. Like it would keep me at home because I couldn't like function normally. And my mom would always say, you know, maybe we should go get on some medication, maybe we should get you some help. And I don't know why, but I was always so opposed to it. I never wanted to do anything about it for help or anything. I don't know why. I just thought that this is how I was, and I was just gonna deal with it. And I've done maybe not all, maybe that's dramatic to say, but I've done so many like I've tried so many different ways to conquer anxiety, from like wearing a rubber band on my wrist and snapping it, like pulling it up and snapping it every time that I started getting anxious. What else have I tried? I completely cut out like caffeine to try to make my, you know, my body more calm. What else have I done? I've tried like writing down the things that I'm anxious about and burning it. Like I've done a lot of stuff, and nothing really helped 100%. When I was in college, my anxiety was at an all-time low. Like it was managed. I don't know why. I guess I was just distracted all the time because I was so busy. And so in college, it was not an issue. And when I moved to Puerto Rico with Caleb, it started becoming a huge issue. Like, I don't know what it was, but it was just like I reverted back to elementary school, debilitating anxiety. Like I couldn't go anywhere or do anything. It was all that I was thinking about. I was worried that there was something wrong with me, that like I was gonna die, that like, I don't know, I was just really worried about my health. So we were in a hotel here in Puerto Rico for 41 days. And that whole time that I was there in that hotel, I was freaking out basically the entire time. It was like a non-stop panic attack. And I didn't know what was going on because I hadn't had anxiety in so long. I knew that it was anxiety, but I didn't know, you know, what spurred it or anything like that. And it kind of prevented me from really enjoying moving here because I was so focused on my anxiety. So it's always been a part of me. Like I've always had it. I've always like it's always been in the back of my mind. Sometimes around my time of the month I will get more anxious. I would notice it like around that time in college, but I knew how to handle it really well just because I was so distracted and busy, like I said. And so in college I thought that I had conquered it, like I thought it was gone. But then when I moved here and it totally like went back to how it was before, I was like, okay, no, there's something wrong. Like, I don't know what the issue is, but I was worried about every body part. Like literally every single body part I was worried about. If I felt any type of pain or discomfort anywhere, I was convinced that I was dying. And I know it's totally irrational. I know it doesn't make sense. I'm 100% healthy. There's nothing wrong with me, and I know that. And my biggest coping mechanism, or biggest help, I guess, has always been my mom. And my mom has had anxiety in the past, and she knows how to like snap me out of it. Like she knows how to like redirect my thoughts. If I call her and I tell her, she immediately starts like distracting me and doing everything that I need to get back on track and calm down. And she still does that. Like 2 nights ago I had a panic attack. Like it wasn't quite a panic attack, it was very close. And I texted her, and like as soon as I started to, I don't know, it's like as soon as I start talking to her, even just now, I know, even if I simply send her a text message, I know, okay, everything's about to calm down, she's about to distract me. So like, I don't know, it's just, that's how it is. So my mom is a huge part of helping me with my anxiety. And in 2014, I had a huge family tragedy, and my anxiety just went from like an 8 to like a 12. It was worse than ever, and it was already bad. Like right before it happened, my anxiety was terrible, and then it got even worse, which it's never been as bad as it was in 2014. And so I finally went to a doctor, and he gave me a prescription for a anti-anxiety medication, and I was afraid to start taking it right then. I wanted to wait until I got back to Puerto Rico, and when I got back to Puerto Rico I started taking it, and my life completely changed. Sorry, I need to be straightening my hair. But yeah, my life completely changed. The first 2 weeks taking it were probably worse than anything else, just because your body is getting used to being on something new. Like the chemicals in your brain are like adjusting, so everything kind of goes haywire until everything gets regulated. So those first 2 weeks were not good. But my mom told me to expect that. My doctor told me to expect that. My husband helped me through it. My mom really helped me through it. So I got through those 2 weeks, and it's like 2 weeks to the day, I noticed that it was completely gone. I didn't really have any symptoms whatsoever. Even around my time of the month when I would notice it spike a little bit, there was nothing. I felt 100% better and carefree and like myself. Like before I started taking anything, I was worried that it was going to change me and I wasn't going to be the same person. Like it was going to change my personality, and it didn't do that. It just made me more it made me without the anxiety, so it was good. So the only changes that I noticed were positive, except I did put on a pretty significant amount of weight, and I'm still trying to take that off. But I do 100% believe that I put on that weight because of this medication. I have done so much research on it, and I have done so much like looking into if I stopped taking it or weaned myself off of it or any of that stuff, and I did notice that like 100% of the people that were on it gained weight, and then when they got off of it, they like immediately got the weight off. So that makes me not want to take it, just because I don't want to be like this weight anymore. But I can't not take it. So recently I have been drinking a lot of caffeine. If you watch, well, I don't know if I've mentioned it a lot in my videos, but I love sugar-free Red Bull, which isn't a smart thing to drink if you have anxiety. And I have kind of a bad reaction to caffeine. It makes my heart race. It's just not good for me physically, which makes it not good for me mentally. It just gets me very hyper, and if I'm not doing something, then I feel it. Like I feel it in my body. I feel jittery, and I feel like my heart rate go up and all of that. So that freaks me out. And recently I have been terrible about monitoring my caffeine consumption. So it's just not been a good thing. And I noticed that I was having anxiety again. And I'm still taking my medication. Like I take it every day, and so I knew that it was the caffeine. So I had to stop drinking caffeine. Focus on me. So yeah, I had to stop drinking caffeine completely, and I'm just drinking good old water. The other night, when I had that almost panic attack that I was telling y'all about, I had alcohol, which I do not normally drink. I just don't like the taste of it. It's not a religious thing. It's not like a family related type of thing. Like I don't have any like history in my family or anything like that that keeps me from drinking. I just simply don't like the taste of it. I have had some crazy days in my past, and definitely like am not a stranger to alcohol. I know, you know, my limits and all of that, and I didn't drink too much or anything like that. I didn't have a lot. I'll just say that. I didn't have enough to notice a difference in my, you know, my demeanor or anything like that. But because I'm on this medication, I guess the alcohol can completely counteract the anti-anxiety medication. And so that's the night that I like was completely panicking. And I also had a Cherry Coke Zero, which has caffeine, and I had a Sunkist, which I didn't think had caffeine, but it does. So I had, you know, a lot of caffeine, and then I had alcohol. So it was just not a good combination. So since that night when I experienced that, obviously I talked to my mom and she helped me, and I calmed down, I went to sleep, and since then I have not had any caffeine and I feel fine now. Again, that was just like 2 days ago, and so I'm still, you know, praying that it doesn't come back and that I can get back on track with my, you know, positivity and focus. That is why I haven't been vlogging very much. My anxiety has just been taking a hold on me because I've been drinking so much caffeine, and that the loss that I mentioned that I suffered in 2014, we just passed the 2-year mark, obviously, and it has just been rocking my world. And I know if you've gone through a loss before, you probably know what I'm talking about. Like at the 2-year mark, it's just like you start to realize that, oh my gosh, this is really real. This really happened. They're not coming back and all of that. And I don't want to, you know, I don't want to get into that, but that has been just making me not very motivated to make videos because I haven't been in like the best place. And I just wanted to give myself a little bit of time to, you know, really absorb that feeling so that I'm not storing it. So yeah, so I'm coming out on the other side of it right now. I'm feeling positive again. I'm feeling fine. Caleb is not working today because it is Veterans Day. Hey Siri, is today Veterans Day?
Veterans Day is today.
Okay, yeah. Veterans Day, he is off 4, so I decided that I am going to set up Christmas card pictures, and I'm gonna use this camera, so maybe y'all will see a little bit of behind the scenes of our Christmas card pictures. I'm really excited. I've decided what we're gonna wear, the little like backdrop type of thing that we're going to do. So I took like some of the decorations that I already have, like some wrapping paper from last year, and a couple pillows and some garland, and I need to find some lights because I do want there to be lights in the picture, and I'm gonna set it up, and I can probably show y'all me setting that up because I'm just doing it in a really simple spot, but it is gonna be outside. You're not gonna be able to tell that it's outside, but I think that'll probably be the best lighting, so that's where I'm gonna set it up. And that's about all that's new with me. I am like in full-on Christmas mode, and I think it is too early. Caleb and I like to acknowledge Thanksgiving before we move on to Christmas, so I'm not going to decorate until after Thanksgiving, and when my grandma is here. She is coming at the end of this month, and she is going to be staying with me, and I am super excited. So yay for that. And she is going to just hang out with me. We're not gonna do anything crazy. We're just gonna, she's been here once before, so we're just gonna hang out and decorate for Christmas and watch Christmas movies, and oh, I'm so excited. I cannot wait for her to get here. She's one of my favorite people in the whole entire world. So yeah, I'm so excited about that, and I'm going to continue straightening my hair, and then we will move on to the next thing of today.